A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from Penang in Malaysia for UTOP, the ultimate Trails of Penang. We're about 12 minutes away from the start of the 100 miles category at Friday noon here. There is a last-minute race briefing now ongoing that you can see here in the screen with the race director, event director Sio Kong, ultra trail and ultra running legend in Malaysia, of course. UTOP is the 5th edition, so a bit of an anniversary edition. It's an event that we alternate with Penang Ego in the Asia Trail Master Series. Penang Ego was last year, this year is UTOP, and next year it will, normally speaking, again be Penang Ego. We have about 66 runners here for the 100 miles category, which is not a bad number for 100 miles. And in terms of top favorites, we have Andrew Farmers from Australia. He's living in Sabah. And we have also Akmal Azmi, who is making a return to the ATM scene after taking a break in season 9. And what you can see here, it is raining, and it is actually raining non-stop already for a few hours. And the weather forecast says it will continue to rain the whole weekend long. Maybe it will let up on Sunday. Hopefully, because this doesn't make the race any more easy, of course, especially as UTOP is already renowned as being much tougher than it looks on paper. We don't have very high altitudes to conquer here, but it's relentless up and down and very technical in parts. So there's going to be a very tough challenge for all these runners here now. It seems to me that everybody turned up though, so that's good. So they're all up for it, but it's going to be very tough, and there is also a risk of reroutes, and hopefully nothing else. I mean, let's hope that we do not have to stop the race if there is a risk of flooding, which is also feared by some people. But let's not be too pessimistic and just focus on the start of the race and see what will happen. We will be covering the 100 miles and tomorrow also the 60-kilometer race. That's the medium distance. There is also a 100-kilometer for the Grandmaster Quest, but that doesn't count for the championship points race. Here we go through the runners. There in the black we see Irish Glorioso. She is one of the top favorites for the victory in the women's 100 miles. Irish Glorioso, a 3-time ATM finalist in the championship and recently in very good shape. We also have name escaping. There we have Andrew Farmers there just greeting us. Andrew Farmers, he is the joint winner of the Borneo Miler last year, 2023. In June 2023, he was number 1 in that race together with Amir Zaki. They decided to finish together, and this is the woman I was looking for. Is Celesteo in the red. She is probably the co-favorite together with Irish Glorioso in the women's race. But as usual, this is trail running. You never know. There will always be new names, new faces appearing. Trying to also get under the roof here now because it's raining a bit heavier again now. As I was saying, the 100 miles and the 60-kilometer medium distance tomorrow are the 2 points races that matter for the championship ranking. We are now in season 10. This is the first Malaysian race in season 10. After this one, we will have BUTM at the end of February, so there's a bit of a gap in Malaysia. BUTM will be the second one. Then we will have also Tioman 50, which was one of the highlights of season 9. We will have Car Ultra at the end of July, and in between we have also a new points race in Selangor, and that's the Trail de Gombak. That was a candidate race this year. There is still a possibility also for Silabur Cave Trail to join the championship calendar, which will be decided soon. Silabur Cave Trail is the event in Sarawak, the other part of Malaysian Borneo, next to, or let's say south of Brunei, south of Sarawak. We've already had 2 races in Indonesia. In season 10, we had Dieng Trail Run that took place 1 week after the ATM final at the TMBT. And last week we had a very good race in the Bromo Desert in East Java, organized by the people from Mantra. Broder 50, and there we saw some of the Indonesian trail stars taking top honors. Shindy Patricia won the women's race, also announcing that in season 10 she will be back on the trails after skipping season 9 in favor of doing a number of road marathons and other road running events in Indonesia. Rizky Kurniawan, he won the men's race at Broder comfortably ahead of Ahmad Nizar and Muhammad Faris from Malaysia, who did a very fantastic performance there. Eye-opening, actually. Muhammad Faris, one of these youngsters from Team Oli Athletic, he scored 3rd place. And that was not just by coincidence or by accident, because he beat Mamun Kariri. And Mamun Kariri is the winner of Mantra 116 last July. So Timo Kilbert was 5th. It was also great. There we also see now in the Platinum T8 shirt, now bending over slightly to see the screen. There's Grandmaster Lao Sin Young, he's a 2-star Grandmaster. Several other Grandmasters in this field and wannabe Grandmasters. Of course, the 100 miles and the 100k matter in that respect. Everything above 70 kilometers is always valid for the Grandmaster Quest. There we have another potential podium candidate, I would say. The name escapes me now, but he's greeting us. It's Muhammad Nazir Isaac. Yeah. So, I've seen him before, a good runner. And he just continues to rain, as you can see. So we're operating here on a very small surface, so not moving too much. Apologies for that, but it's of course always very difficult for race directors, these kind of weather conditions just before the start of a long ultra. Decisions need to be taken, and hopefully these decisions are always the right ones. As Xiaokong is now also saying, there is the possibility for small route changes. That depends on the weather conditions in the next hours and possibly also tomorrow, because as I mentioned, it's going to be raining for a long time apparently. So this is one of these events where it will be very important to follow the course markings and not blindly trust the GPS markings. GPX files are good and are necessary, but they are essentially just a guideline. The markings always overrule the GPX files in trail running. And runners are now being requested to go to the starting line. So they have all been sheltering from the rain, but now they will be getting ready for the starting. Hey, how are you feeling, guys? You still having a last-minute snack before the start?
I'm feeling very happy.
What's your goal for this 100 miles?
This is my first 100 miles at my home ground. So I try to beat my limit, how far I can go.
We wish you all the best. Yeah. Was Ahmad. First 100 miles for a local. There we have Akmal Atsmi, the tall, lanky runner. He was third in MMTF 2 years ago. On his day, he's very fast, and he could be one of the favorites. We also have Grandmaster Tech Xuin Chong there in the red, standing next to Celeste. Celeste also greeting us. Celeste has been... yeah, Xiaokong is just announcing my name. But we're streaming. I'm also streaming. I want to try and still catch a few hours. Akmal, how are you feeling today for the 100 miles?
I just enjoy the run today.
How many 100 miles have you done before? Is this your first one?
No, I thought 2 or 3 times.
So you're quite comfortable with this distance?
This was my first in UTOP. I will try to enjoy it and then the best what I can.
We wish you all the best. Akmal Atsmi, he can be expected to be one of the victory contenders together with Andrew Farmers, the Australian who lives in Kota Kinabalu in Sabah, who is warming up there, concentrated. He is a real ultra trail and a mega ultra trail specialist. He's not afraid of even doing 200 miles races. I believe even he did even a longer race this year somewhere in America. Runners are now going to the starting line. We have Irish Glorioso from the Philippines. Irish, great to see you again. How are you feeling since TMBT?
Feeling good because we're here.
You have been here before. You were second place 2 years ago. So are you confident for the 100 miles now?
I hope so, yeah.
This could be your first victory.
I'm not sure, Chris. I will just do my best.
We wish you all the best. Iris Glorioso. She was second in the 100 kilometers 2 years ago here in UTOP. It's 100 miles, anything can happen, so even the favorites, they might have a tough time. And now we're out, and it is indeed still, I wouldn't say pouring down, but it is wet rain, it's not drizzle. So as I mentioned, we have about 66 starters. Okay, so we will have the start soon. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, we will be aiming to head to a number of checkpoints afterwards. That always depends on the accessibility of these checkpoints, and in today's weather that might be a bit more complicated than normal. But we do our best. We will be following this 100 miles race as much as we can, at least until the evening. We will be here alone as a reporter, so we will also need to catch a bit of sleep afterwards because we need to be fresh for tomorrow afternoon. 3 p.m. is the start of the 60-kilometer race, and that is the second points race of this event this year. I'm not sure what the time is now exactly, but we should be soon before 12. 1 minute to go. Okay, so yeah, we have seen, I think, most of competitors. Liquid detected in the lightning connector. That's not good, so I hope you can still hear me. That's of course also the downside of ending up in the rain here. Devices are usually not so good in wet conditions. Let's hope we don't get any damage here. 30 seconds. 30 seconds before the flag off of UTOP 100 miles 5th year anniversary. Given the rainfall, I will close this broadcast immediately after the start. So once again, stay tuned to the ATM Facebook, ATM YouTube and ATM Instagram channels for updates on what is going on in the race this afternoon and the rest of the weekend. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Flag off. Interestingly, it is a bit slippery on these stones, of course. Akmal Atsmi is one of the last to start. Will he be the first back in the finish? We assume tomorrow at some point, tomorrow afternoon. And the 100 miles runners are on the way here in Penang, Malaysia for UTOP. That's it for this live broadcast. As mentioned, we'll be back soon with updates on our usual channels, and definitely we'll be back with a live stream of the 60 kilometers.